is Task 22, this is Ed Network, and this is England Exchange. Can I get a whoop whoop? Bah! So, big fight last time. As he told Peggy she's a stupid bint and stop talking crap, basically. If you didn't see the last episode, go and check it out. There's, I think it was episode 8 last one. This is 9. Anyway, apparently I woke with a shudder. Oh, by the way, I think in the last episode we screwed everything over with Ashley as well. And Assy. So we're going to end up on our own. I woke up with a shudder, yep. I had a terrible nightmare about getting trapped in the Eurotunnel on the train between England and France. Stuck down there in the dark with the entire English Channel over my head. And? What's going to happen if you're moving on the train, or you're stationary on the train? What the bloody difference is it? Rubbing my eyes, I crawled out of bed and started to get ready for the day. I had just pulled on my clothes when there was a light rapping against my door. Well, like, yo, 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 I'm a bad mofo, that kind of rapping. Jihayo, random deal. Oh, God. Yeah? The knob turned. Shit, I forgot to lock it when I went to bed. She's in now. She's in. Before I could grab for it, Jihayo burst her way in. I need a favour. Of course you do, love. Otherwise you wouldn't be talking to me, would you? I didn't give you permission to come in here. Okay. She looked me up and down, an eyebrow raised. Well, you're not naked. What's the problem? I nearly was, though. That's not a big deal. Sorry. Oh, that's not a big of a deal for guys. You're half naked in public all the time. Come again? Maybe some guys are, but... Anyways, I need your help on painting today. I was hoping you'd come with me. Really? I frowned, scratching the back of my head. So you need someone to carry your shit stuff? She crossed her arms. Come on, I'm not like that. No, I need your presence near me. I want you to join my flow. Really? That sounded a little shit. I won't keep you more than a few hours, and it's your day off too, so please. How did you know that, you stalker? You goddamn freak, you've been stalking me, ain't you? I have my way. See, you've been stalking me. I bet you've been shinning down the outside and staring through that patio door, haven't you? I can tell that's just got a kind of face. She grinned and I again found myself wondering about her. Her personality was so hard to pin down. Had she asked around to find out about my schedule? Was she interested in me? Did I want her to be? I don't know what to do. I don't want to go. We're not going to go. And she frowned. Really? I mean, if you have other plans, it's not like that. It's not that I have other plans. I really just... I do have other plans. Smooth. Yeah, smooth. Yeah, really, real smooth. She clasped her hands together behind her back and laughed. Yeah, it was silly of me to think. Anyway, I'll let you get your engagement. Oh, man, you're an idiot, Random D. It wasn't that I didn't like her. I'm not even going to bother saying her name because I can't. I think I'm saying it wrong at all. But she was a little strange and I didn't really want to spend my free day with her. No hard feelings. She shook her head at me. It looked more like a shake of annoyance than a gesture of reassurance. I'll see ya, will ya? Brilliant, I can't wait. That was awkward. Yeah, it was. Oh, was that it for the day? What did you do for the rest of the day then? Oh, come on. Hey, Mark. When I came across Mark the next day, he was nose deep in... Oh, crap. Sun Tzu's... Is that how you say it? Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Good book? He jumped violently, the book flying nearly a foot out of his hands. I'm not reading anything. What? There's a book right there. You're holding it right in front of me. No, it's nothing. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Well, let's talk about something else then. Yeah. What the hell's going on here? Really? Mark agreed, but was staring at the floor, trembling slightly. What, the floor was trembling slightly? Really? Come on. Are you sure you're okay? You're acting pretty weird. Have you been smoking crack again? He leaned over to the side of his chair and picked up a rose from off the floor. Where'd you get that? It's for you. What? He held the rose out. His trembling was magnified by the rose stem, and it shuddered in the air, almost as if it were dancing. I took it just to stop its movement. Thank you? My acceptance of the rose seemed to give him some confidence, because he stood up and knelt below me. What are you doing? What's happening here? He cleared his throat and then held his hand out as if delivering a monologue to Yorick's skull. My dearest Random Day. Christ, what's happening here? What's happening here? I'm not ready for this. The star of my eyes. Oh, God. You are the sun in my day, the skip in my step, the peanut butter to my jelly. You are the cinnamon candle in winter. Mark, mate, you're starting to freak me out a lot here, mate. You need to quit it. It wasn't much of a surprise, as I thought it should have been. The idea that he liked me anyway, the poetic language, that was a surprise. You are what gets me up in the morning and what keeps me going. You have been overtaking my mind as of late. You have possessed me, body and soul. What the f... Is he taking the piss? He swallowed again and glanced wildly around the room. After a moment of awkward silence, I realised he had forgotten what he was going to say. A blush spread across his cheeks. It was sort of cute. All in all, you have no idea how much you mean to me, and I would very much like you to date, to date you, and finally make you as happy as you have unknowingly made me. He nodded firmly and finally looked at me, marking the end to his speech. Wait, I had to respond. Please stand up. I feel weird talking to you when you're kneeling. Oh, yeah. Sorry. He stood and we looked at each other in an uncomfortable silence. That was very strange, wasn't it? Yes, it was. I've never really thought about this. It's okay. I'd always treated Mark as a friend, nothing more. To be honest, we hadn't really had all that much of a connection. Hardly more than a few regular conversations. Nothing seemed to mark him as obviously interested in me. Nothing seemed to mark. Yeah, here we were. Maybe this was just the way it was. But it was too sudden for me to know conclusively whether I wanted to date him, especially in the sort of exclusive way. How should I respond? Hang on a goddamn minute. Right, let's just put a few things out there, right? One, we've not really spoke to Mark in any way, shape or form. Is this just a game guessing because I've pissed everybody off? I don't know, but Mark, you're not my type, mate. You've got too many things. If you guess what I'm, you don't tickle me pickle, and I know you want me to tickle your pickle, but I'm afraid get gone, cheese gone. Turn him down. I really appreciate it, but I'm afraid I just don't see you in that way, or any way, shape or form. Mark's face fell. Give him a handshake. Shake his hand. Shake his hand. Make sure it's his hand. Oh. I held the rose out to him, and he took it with a trembling smile. Oh, you give him the rose back. Oh, fuck. Well, at least I tried, right? If you don't mind, I know you just turned me down, but it's okay if I still talk to you at times. Yeah, we're friends after all. Yeah, that's fine, mate. Friends, just not in that way. Good. That's it. That's good then. There is no harm, I think, huh? Listen, I appreciate what you're saying, Mark, because if you don't ask, you don't get, mate. I just think you completely misread that situation. He rubbed his neck awkwardly, which I took as my cue. I better head out then. Yeah, thanks for listening. Maybe it was just practicing. No, thanks for, thanks. Yeah, okay, bye, Mark. Christ. I left the library at a brisk pace, needing the movement to clear my head. That was unexpected. You're telling me it was unexpected. That'd probably be the last I'd hear of it. Though, I'd burned that bridge down before it really even had a chance to be built. I hoped I'd make the right decision. Made the right decision. You did, mate. It's fine. You did. We're in March. We've got 3 months left, I think. Angelo. No problem, Angie. That's not my name. I know, man, I know. He's just doing it to piss him off. He grinned and Angelo walked away, shaking his head. Danny, can I... as soon as he noticed I was there and that we were alone, Danny left the room. Oh, wow. Hang on a minute. I can get the impression, right? Danny was with Mark. Mark said he loves Random Dave. And Danny got the ump. And Danny's got the ump with Random Dave because Mark likes him and Danny likes Mark. Danny had been avoiding me lately. He still spoke to me as if things were normal when we surrounded by other people, but every time we had the opportunity to speak privately, his smile fell and he ran from me as fast as he could. This time, however, I decided to tail him. Go on, Random D! You can't avoid me forever, Danny, you mug. He stopped to look at me and shake his head, then disappeared into his room. Go get him! Danny! Danny boy. I stood outside of his bedroom door, bang on his door, kick the door in, talk to me. I'm not going to hurt you or anything. Kick his head in. I don't buy it. Oh, dear me. I haven't punched anybody since elementary school. His voice was only slightly muffled by the door between us. Go away, Random Dave. You've punched someone before? Yeah, in the stomach. He threw up afterwards and I got in loads of trouble. I felt bad. Ace. Ace. So you'll talk to me then. His door cracked open a bit and he stuck his face through. Depends. What exactly do you want to talk to me about so badly? You and I, we never really talked. No, I suppose we haven't. But isn't that a reason enough to do so now? I have some questions for you anyway. He grimaced and pulled the door open wider even. My guess is that you won't leave me alone until you get whatever answers you're looking for. Is that about right? Damn right, Danny. That's what I'm talking. I can't let it go. I have to know. Oh shit! I can't let it go. I have to know. That's the same fucking thing, isn't it? Screw it. Right. Yep. Definitely. You don't seem like the type to get tired or bored, and I'd rather not feel like I'm dancing around mines when I go for a snack. Okay. He sighed and I grinned, feeling only a little bad for pestering him so much. All right, but we're not having this conversation here. I don't want anybody else to overhear this. Oh no, really? Christ! I tell you what, right? I've just spent the last week playing Emily Is Away, trying to get Emily. Okay, I can't get any of the women in this, but I'm getting 2 different guys. Like really, I'm not into guys, but this really, come on. We walked into a cafe making idle chit chat on the way over. At least I made chit chat. Danny looked almost constipated. He was so closed up. I had no idea what was making him so nervous. It was like he already had an idea of how this conversation would pan out, and he didn't even know what I was there to ask. We sat at a table up against the front window, me with a minty mocha and him with some kind of fancy black tea. Danny sipped his drink politely, looking like a medieval knight or an aristocratic gentleman. Okay, he had that kind of effortless poise and grace that other men would be desperate to emulate. That was a very, very wordy sentence. So, Random D, I perked up. What do you think of me, really? Oh, what do you know about me? God, Danny, no. You're a great guy with low self-esteem. You're hiding some dark secret. You're hiding some dark secret. That obvious, is it? Well, it's obvious that something's bothering you anyway. Something makes you feel like you don't deserve people caring about you. I guess I should have known you would piece it together. Maybe I even wanted you to. It's hard, is it? That's what she said. When nobody around you knows, sometimes I completely forget that it ever happened, and sometimes it's all I can think about. What happened? What the hell goes on when Okay, everyone here smiles and laughs so easily. It's like they never struggled. They've never been someone bad. Now it's your chance to turn back. We can pretend this never happened. What the hell's going on? Sometimes you really do wish you had never known something. No, I definitely want to know. I'm sure it's fine. He sighed. Oh, God. You've murdered James, haven't you? You've murdered James. I know it. I can tell. You've murdered James. Don't say I didn't warn you. I won't bother asking what? I won't bother asking that you think well of me after I tell you. Especially because I'm still... Some parts I will never explain more than I will say now. Stop acting like you know how I will react. It's annoying me. Yes, Random Dave, tell him. He chuckled. Okay, I suppose well then. He folded his hands on the table and took a deep breath. Oh God, come on. Hurry up. I spent years in the young offenders industry. Top security. I won't tell you exactly where or when or why. It was all committed under a different name. And I will not tell you what my birth name is. Okay, we're gonna die. We're all gonna die. Okay, so I got it wrong. He doesn't find me attractive. He doesn't want me as a boyfriend. He's a murderer. What I did was bad enough that when I was granted anonymity when I was released to prevent anybody from tracking me down to get revenge. Mary Bell order, they call it. Okay, never heard of it. The Danny you know is very different from the person I was before I got locked up, and even for a time after I came out of it. It took me a while for me to face the bad parts about myself. I think about it sometimes. Everyone acts like it's so easy for them to be good. I wonder where I went wrong, or what was wrong with me. What is wrong with me? That makes it so tempting. But I digress. There it is. That is why I don't think I'm a good person, because I know I am not. But I am also not the same person I was. I have made vast improvements. I am safe to be around. Christ. I won't hurt other people. You don't need to worry about that. Although I understand if you don't trust me. He took a sip of his tea and then met my eyes for the first time in days. So, that wasn't what I expected to hear, not at all. Nope, you got me with that one as well, buddy, I've got to admit. Considering he didn't want to tell me why he went to jail, I had to assume it was for something seriously bad. And while he was a child at that, what did he do? Who cares? The fact is, he is okay with me assuming the worst. Murder. Or did that mean he had done it? Did it mean that he had done worse than that? Worse than the worst? But he was sitting expectantly in front of me, waiting for a response. Suddenly, the friendly and controlled exterior he always showed around the hostel, the concern for and awareness of others' needs made sense. He taught himself how to behave that way precisely because it was not natural for him. In all the time I'd known him, he had been nothing but kind and chivalrous, a bit moody but reliable, almost like a father figure if he had been older, of course. And what did Danny do? But this Danny in front of me now, this Danny was different. He was approaching me as an equal, and judging from the tension in his hands, he was nervous. Set your teeth on edge, have I? That's about right. Okay. He laughed bitterly. No, that's an evil horror laugh. Okay. Doesn't bother me. Would you do it again? Would you do it again? He frowned. No, I would not. Absolutely not. That's not too reassuring, is it? He smiled at me and then drained his tea. Well, I think it's about time to get out of here. What do you think? Sure, let's go. Danny, you're paying, mate. The walk back was made in silence, my mind racing with thoughts about this new Danny in front of me. Technically, nothing about him had changed, but at the same time, everything had, in an instant. Lock your door! Lock your door! Was it wrong to let what I'd learned affect my image of him? The person I knew, or I thought I knew? Or would it be worse to overlook obvious red flags just because someone had polished demeanour? It was so confusing! Danny, thanks for talking with me, Random D. I'm sure my secret is safe with you. Definitely. I won't go spreading this shit around. Want a bet? He's a murderer! Paint a red cross on his door with a sign called murderer. Wasn't me, Danny. It must have been somebody else you told. I was probably the only one that knew. Peggy might have been his closest friend in the hospital, but she was such a gossip, I couldn't see him telling her anything like this. I know you won't. The worst part of it was hard for me not to see everything he did as threatening now. I knew. Maybe that was unfair of me, but I know it was. Yeah, I know you won't, or you end up in a bag in the woods. Why does everybody end up in the woods buried? Jesus, man, something wrong with me. Danny made it as if to head back to his room, then paused. Random D, I'm watching. I'm interested in you. Oh crap. I'm not sure that I have a chance anymore. But the only way I could even conceive of myself having a chance to pursue you was if you knew. No! Danny, no! Now that you know, well, it's been a long day and you already have a lot to think about. I'll leave you to it. He disappeared into his room. Jesus, man! I shut my door and stumbled over to my bed. So, not only was he some kind of ex-convict, but he also had feelings for me. How did I feel about Danny? Did I want to pursue a relationship with him? Especially now I knew the truth? But even now, I didn't know the whole truth. What if he had hurt someone in the past? Did I want to entrust my safety, my heart to a man like that? No, because you aren't into fellas. So he could have murdered a horse with diamonds on its saddle. It doesn't matter. That's a reference from the last one, by the way. It doesn't matter if he's a guy and you're not interested in guys, then there's your fucking answer. It was all too much. Suddenly, exhausted, I crawled under my covers and closed my eyes. In no time, I was asleep. Right, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button in the head, like a blowy happy thing, and do all the other things you're supposed to do on YouTube. Comment, subscribe, share, tell somebody, tell a friend, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your sister, tell somebody at work, tell somebody at school. I don't know. Follow me on Twitter, tweet me fan pics. Fan pics is the next thing I want to do, right? If you got a picture of anything, send it to me. Oh no, I'll put it in your next video. But guys, don't forget to hit me up on Patreon if you want to play on the Minecraft server as well, and I'm talking extremely fast. If anybody can decipher anything that I'm saying, good luck. But because if you don't do any of those things, you know what happens, don't you? The YouTube police will be knocking at your door and saying subscribe to that channel, and I will see everybody at the same time next time.